How's it going, and welcome to The Guitar Effect. My name's Rob. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the idea of gigging with the most minimal rig that I can possibly think I can gig originals with. But before I do, I'll ask you to like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you can be kept up to date every time I put out a new video. So, a minimalist rig. The reason I'm making this video is 2 videos back I reviewed this pedal, the Keeley Eccos tape delay and looper pedal, right? And while this isn't a multi-effect unit, I was blown away by how many different sounds you can get out of it out of such a small footprint. And it got me thinking, God, it's possible I could just use this for all the effects I would need in a pinch, like to play a Kampala gig. Kampala is my my band, and I'll put a link to Kampala's YouTube up here. We're a 3-piece alternative, sort of dark sounding alternative rock band. And because we're a 3-piece, I play guitar, I sing, and then there's a bassist and a drummer, and then we use some tracks as well. And because I'm the only guitar player, I use a stereo guitar rig, sometimes wet dry, sometimes stereo, and I use a lot of different effects to create a lot of textures and stuff because I'm the only really melody and sort of chordal instrument in the band. And I have a very complex setup for that band, right? And then I was so impressed by this, I was kind of thinking, I wonder, could I do a minimalist rig with 1 guitar, 1 amplifier, and 1 pedal? So the first thing to do is to demonstrate the versatility of this rig in a track. So here you go. Starting with the guitar. The guitar that I wouldn't even think about it, that I would go for in that situation is this, right? This is my 1997 Fender, crafted in Japan, Fender Telecaster Thinline. I'll put a link to this guitar up here now, and this is a very, very special guitar. This is the first real ever, probably the second actually real ever proper guitar I owned. I had an old Japanese Strat before this, and I saw this in a window in a shop over in the west of Ireland when I was 19, 20 I think, and I went and got every piece of gear I had and traded it against it, and this is the guitar I've had the longest of any of my guitars. So that's a big part of why I would choose this guitar over any other. I know it very, very intimately, and I know that it can do absolutely anything I need to do. It also has a piezo pickup in the bridge, that if I need to do any acoustic sounds I could do that too, and it does piezo stuff really well, and you'll see that in the video. It's a Graphtec Ghost System piezo. So for originals, as I'm the singer and the only guitar player, I need something that has humbuckers for sure, but something that has a bit of top end. So I couldn't do that with a Les Paul generally because it doesn't have enough top end. This has loads of top end, but they are silent humbuckers, and they are really the perfect blend between single coils and humbuckers. I also have a Court Source BV, which is I'll grab it here, which is a 335 copy, this one here. And in truth, when I was thinking about it, it was between these 2 guitars. They kind of sound similar, but again, for the originals thing and singing and playing guitar, I actually prefer just the Fender scale length, and really And also the pickups are a little bit more open sounding on this, but this is this is an amazing guitar. I'm just gonna stick it back in the rack here. So this is the guitar, and that's the first thing, right? The next thing is the amplifier. Now I can't grab the amplifier and show it on screen because it's just over here out of shot, but I'll put a picture of it up here, right? So it's the Koch Studiotone 20 head. I'll put the combo up on screen because if I was gigging I'd need a cab, right? So what that is a 20 watt all tube 3-channel amplifier with spring reverb built in. And that's kind of all you need to say. Like, it's got a between Fender and Plexi style clean sound, and then it's got a JCM 800/Plexi style dirty sound, and then it's got another foot switch to put it into even more gain. The gain boost, by the way, on the dirty channel is preset. It's a preset level. I've used this amp for about 2.5 years for everything I do at home, and it sounds amazing DI'd into a desk, and it also sounds amazing through the cab. So the amp does absolutely everything I need to do. So, and then the last thing is the pedal. Surprisingly, it's this. It's the Keeley Eccos. This is a tape delay, as I mentioned earlier, and tape delay emulator and looper. I don't use a looper at all. I'm not a looping type of person. But what's amazing about this is it has 3 presets, first of all, and the manual mode. So you've basically got 4 different delay sounds that you can access with just these 2 switches, or an external foot switch like this one. So you can put this in the loop of your amp, sit it on top of your amp, and put this on the ground and control all the parameters of this really with that foot switch, which is one of the main reasons I read it, because it has this external control. And it has tap tempo, so I can set the tempo for each song as I need it. And then also it has both flanger and vibrato style modulation, which really make this a versatile pedal, because you can turn the delay time down low and treat it as a chorus, vibrato, or flanger pedal, which I do in the audio section. In the presets, I have 3 different delays and 1 modulation sound. So yeah, they're the 3 elements: the pedal, the guitar. I suppose I should say the pedal is the Keeley Eccos, the guitar is a Fender 72 Thinline Telecaster, and the amp is the Koch Studiotone 20. And I'm going to show you now how I get the different sounds out of this. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the 72 Thinline in my hands here, right? Guitar choice. Then I have the Keeley Eccos, the only pedal I need, plugged into the effects loop of the amplifier. And then I have my guitar plugged directly into the input of the amplifier, and this cable coming out of the Eccos, right, is the external foot switching jack, and I have that going down to a foot switch on the floor. And then funnily, I don't have a latching foot switch to change the channels on the amp, so I've actually plugged in my entire MS3 pedal board, and I'm using it as basically a foot switch to change channels on the amp, right? So I can select bypass or engage on the pedal. I can tap tempo the pedal. I can also select which preset I want from the pedal, and then I can select clean, dirty, or lead from the amplifier. So what I'm going to do first is just show you the amplifier sounds. Okay, so here is the amplifier clean sound. Now I have the gain, as you can see, on the clean channel pushed 3/4 of the way. So that if I dig in hard, there's a little bit of dirt. If I roll off a bit, it's pretty much clean. Okay, that's the back pickup, middle setting. Volume up full. You can see it has that like beautiful Telecaster middle pickup thing where it has that kind of chime to it. But because this has these 2 wide range humbuckers, it also has loads of kind of beef. Okay, and then the neck pickup. Loads of bottom end, loads of kind of warmth, but also nice sparkly top end. Okay, back pickup again. Selector switch in this guitar needs a bit of attention. So that's the clean sounds, okay? Oh, and also you can see I have the reverb here on the amp at half. The bass backed off slightly, the mid backed off slightly, because this is quite a bassy and MIDI guitar. Treble straight up, bright switch on. because it's a humbucker guitar. And then you can see I have the gain on the distortion channel pretty much dimed as well. Well, not dimed, but 3/4. I'll explain why. So going over to the dirty channel. No, that's just turning on the delay, my bad. Dirty channel. Right, the reason that I have the gain pushed on the dirty channel is because I've no pedals. I've only got the gain sounds from the amp, right? So if I want a heavy gain sound, I have to have the gain pushed quite hard. Okay, if I want a less gainy sound, I can just roll the volume back. Cleaner again. So I can use the volume knob on the guitar to get many different gains. Full gain. If I want to play something heavy, I have that there. Or if I want to clean it up then. Full gain. So then we hit the other switch to turn on the lead channel of the amp. Got all the gain I need on top there for any solo I want to play. And so that's no pedals, that's just the 3 channels on the amp. Okay, so that's the different amp sounds I have. If I go back to the clean setting, it's going to take a second to tune. Okay, so now what I want to do is show you the different presets I have available from the delay pedal. So right now, as you can see from the pedal cam here, with no light on here, it means there's no preset selected. So I can just turn it on, and the delay pedal is as the knobs are set on the pedal itself, right? So this is kind of like the manual preset, if you will. Beautiful, really big, lush modulated delay. So if I want a modulated delay that's kind of spacey, so it's quite detailed as well, the repeats tone is relatively high. And the mix is quite high and the modulation is quite pronounced, right? If I want to change the top tempo, I can. And interestingly then, I can switch over to the dirty channel and it still works because the pedal's in the effects loop. Or even I can switch over to the lead channel. Beautiful modulated delay lead sound. So back to the clean channel. That's just as the pedal is set, and I have some presets set up. So if I hit this bypass switch twice, I get into preset mode and then I use a tap to select which preset I want. Right now I'm selecting preset 1. This is a more flangey kind of delay that I have specifically set for one particular song in our band set. It's a very pronounced delay. Let's tap in. And then when I come into the chorus part, I simply hit on the dirty channel. So that's the first preset. Next preset, double tap it again. Actually, hang on. Yeah, double tap it again. Then I'll move on to the second preset. This one's a much less pronounced delay with no modulation. So it's much lower in the mix and it's for adding space to heavy stuff. So it's just like a high tone, lower mix, less repeats delay, right? So then in the same part of that song, I wind down the volume. That delay works for the verse kind of pick part. Just gives it a nice bit of space. So then if I then go to the third preset, it gets kind of interesting. So double tap, switch to preset 3 and engage it. I have now set up a faux rotary sound by putting the delay mix low, the modulation speed high, the modulation depth kind of straight up, the time low so it doesn't really feel massively like a delay, and then the blend at like 3/4, and it sounds like this, like a rotary. So there you go, like I've got a rotary sound available with some foot switching, 1 pedal, 1 amp, 1 guitar. And so just to show you that rotary works as a lead thing too. Like it doesn't sound exactly like a rotary and there is a bit of delay there that kind of gives a slap back echo kind of feel, but it's an interesting effect. So as you can see, I can do a lot here with 1 amp, 1 pedal, and 1 guitar. And I think that, in the truth be told, I probably would never bring this out because I have solutions that would give me more flexibility. But it just shows you that you can do a lot with 1 guitar, 1 amp, and one pedal. So there you go. I mean, I think the sound demo and the track at the beginning really does contextualize this as being a very viable option as a way to produce a wide variety of sound with a very, very small amount of equipment. So there you go, that's kind of it. Any questions, comments, throw them in the comment section down below. I'm always happy to chat. And if you've enjoyed the video, and particularly if you're watching it this far, I'll ask you again to please like and subscribe. Just past 2,000 subscribers. Really want to get to 3,000 as quick as I can. And yeah, thanks for watching as always. And I'll see you in another video again soon. Cheers, bye bye.